finally, everyone that just watches the TV show finally got to see what was really going on in the house. Because CBS gave in to pressure and finally showed the racist and homophobic comments that Aaron had made and Gina Marie had made. They didn't show Spencer's comments, but I'm sure in time they might have to. But they went ahead, they decided to show it. Fans were in an uproar on Twitter about it, on Tumblr, on Facebook. Fans were signing a petition drive to get Aaron kicked off the show. And fans were tweeting and calling and writing to sponsors that place TV ads for Big Brother, like Sears and Subway, Kmart, etc., etc. So CBS didn't do anything about it on the live show last week, and where David surprisingly got kicked off. But the ratings were so bad for that night's show. They literally cratered and dropped out like 25% down from the previous low record of Big Brother, that CBS finally decided, hey, on the next episode we'll just show all the comments. And fittingly, Evil Aaron was the one that won HOH. There was some controversy about that as well. We'll talk about that too, but first, as you may already know, because people like me have been tweeting about it and posting it on our Tumblrs and on our Facebooks for the past week, so you probably already know this. But Gina Marie has been fired from her job with East Coast USA Pageant Company. And they didn't mince any words when they explained why they let her go. They actually said, "We are actually thankful that this show let us see Gina Marie for who she truly is. We would never want her to be a role model to our future contestant." And as of yesterday, Spencer Clausen, who wasn't even shown on the CBS episode making, any controversial comments, though he called Andy Kermit the Fag, as I said in my last video. He had basically implied that the Jews need to thank Hitler and the Nazis for what happened to them in the concentration camps because it advanced medical science, and he praised Hitler as a gifted speaker. Those comments are probably worse than what Aaron and, Gina Marie have said. But he's been talking a lot about his job the past couple of days on live feeds. Oh, he just talks and talks and talks about what a great job it is to be a train conductor and how he loves Union Pacific. Can't wait to see how he reacts when he gets out of the house, because Union Pacific has released a statement. This is new, reported as of yesterday by TMZ. Union Pacific says the values represented by Spencer Clausen's comments during the Big Brother show do not at all align with Union Pacific's values. Mr. Clausen is on unpaid leave of absence while participating on Big Brother. Union Pacific does not condone his comments. They then ended the statement by saying, "We are acting in accordance with collective bargaining agreement terms regarding Mr. Clausen." It sounds like they are going to fire him. Unlike the other two contestants, she's been dropped by 2 employers since she's been in the house. The first one was Zephyr Talent. They were the first one to come out and speak. And in their statement, they said, "Aaron, Season 15 cast member of Big Brother, revealed prejudices and other beliefs that we, as Zephyr Talent, do not condone. We certainly find the statements made by Aaron on the live internet feed to be offensive. Upon much consideration, we had decided to release Aaron from her contract with Zephyr Talent." Bella Petit, one of the editors, had made a comment about Aaron and said, "Like many of you, I was surprised and disappointed to read about the recent insensitive comments from Miss Grease on Big Brother. I want to emphasize to all of our readers that her comments are absolutely inconsistent with the principles that Bella Petit is built on. As a result, I have determined that Miss Grease is no longer a positive representation of Bella Petit's brand, and Bella Petit will not be featuring her in any promotions related to the model search in accordance with the rules of our model search. I certainly appreciate Miss Grease's right to express herself, but simply do not feel that her involvement in any of our model search promotions going forward would be appropriate given our core principles and values at Bella Petite magazine. At the end of last week's live episode, after David had been evicted, everyone was teamed up and they had to do the slip and slide challenge, which is one of my favorite challenges on Big Brother. Except for the fact that it normally takes place like at the end of the season, not at the beginning. And it's an endurance challenge, and if you're a live feed subscriber, it's pure gold, because there's a lot of drama and a lot of tension, and you're sitting there at the edge of your seat wondering who's going to be hit household. Well, I think the producers must plan, they must have a list of challenges that they're going to do each year, because, you know, all these challenges are recycled. And based on the amount of drama in the house, or what they think is going to happen with the vote, that's how the challenges line up in the slots that they decide to put in. Because the slip and slide challenge always occurs near the end of the season when tensions are extremely high, and someone is desperately needing to win, because usually that person ends up winning. Well, Alyssa desperately needed to win this week, and her and Andy almost won. Unfortunately for live feed subscribers, the cameras were zeroed in on Andy and Alyssa almost the entire time. You didn't catch much of Aaron and Jeremy. In fact, they just briefly would pan across, or you would see them in a wide-angle view. You never actually saw them up close, so you couldn't really see what they were doing. And the cameras were focused on Andy and Alyssa because Andy and Alyssa were probably supposed to win. That was what the producers were hoping for. I think if Andy and Alyssa had won, and Alyssa had become HOH, you would not have seen the racist comments posted on television, because I don't think the producers like Aaron very much. I'm sure Julie Chen is not fond of her at all, for obvious reasons. But there was some controversy about Aaron and Jeremy winning, because people were claiming, and I was one of those people, that they were cheating. Because the rules clearly stated, when Julie was explaining the rules to houseguests, that you were supposed to pour your sauce, your barbecue sauce, into your partner's cup, and then take it and go fill the jugs. It appeared, and I saw this at the very end of the TV show, it appeared that Aaron and Jeremy were like handing the cup off rather than really pour. Now, they have admitted on the live feeds, they have talked about it. I think Amanda and Kaitlin also did this, or tried to do this. I'll have to go back on the live feeds and get the exact time. There was a conversation where they hinted or indicated that someone, and it seemed like it was Amanda and Kaitlin, got a time penalty at some point during the competition for handing the cup off. Then Jeremy and Aaron, after they had won, they were laughing about it, and they said that that was an awesome strategy to just hand off the cup. I don't know if they were admitting to what they had done, or they were talking about someone else, because Kaitlin was in the room at the time with them having this conversation, so they may have been talking about Amanda and Kaitlin. But, I mean, going back on live feeds, you can kind of sort of see it, but they explained on the TV show last night. Aaron was trying to explain how they actually won, and she said that they had this strategy of just completely cupping their hands over each other, so they didn't lose any sauce whatsoever. But their handoff was very quick. You watch the live feeds and you go to YouTube and you will see evidence of this. Everyone else is taking their time, pouring, making sure that they get as much in the cup as they could. Aaron and Jeremy are going really, really fast. And to pour like that and cup it and try to maintain as much sauce as possible, I don't think that works if you're just boom and you're gone. There was very little transition time. I honestly believe that there was some cheating going on. Does it really matter? In the end, probably not. If Alyssa goes home, the producers may revisit how they can go back and look at the tapes to make sure that there is no cheating going on. because I'm sure they did not want Aaron to win. I mean, Andy and Alyssa were right there. They should have had it. Maybe 3 or 4 seconds would have passed, and Andy would have had that ball out and would have won. But unfortunately, Aaron won. And Twitter just blew up. People were pissed. Aaron is going to be booed out of the studio when she does get evicted. And I cannot wait for that live episode. In fact, I'll probably have to call in and take off time from work when she does go on the block, just to make sure that I am home for that episode, because I can't miss it. That's must-watch TV. Now, because I do get the live feeds, a lot of my Facebook friends who don't subscribe to live feeds have been asking me questions about rumors they've heard about the show. Got a lot of questions last night about whether Kaitlin and Jeremy had had sex. I don't know. They were fooling around, flirting. They were under the covers in the HOH room, which is kind of pissing Aaron off. It's another interesting story. Aaron is having a fallout with Jeremy and Kaitlin. Jeremy's a douchebag, and is trying to control the HOH. Constantly in the room with Aaron. Aaron has to share the HOH room now with Jeremy. They had originally agreed to kind of swap each night during the week, but Jeremy doesn't want to share. He's very selfish, so he takes the room for himself, and Kaitlin moves her in, and Aaron just is like the third wheel, and it's kind of awkward. So Aaron's not liking her alliance very much right now. But I don't know if Jeremy and Kaitlin had sex. If they did, I would not be watching that camera anyway, because if I wanted to see straight porn, I would watch straight porn. There's plenty of free sites on the internet to watch straight porn. And I'm not paying my Live Feed subscription to watch Jeremy fuck Kaitlin. With that being said, I did happen to see Amanda shirtless last night. She was running around the house, the yard, with no top on whatsoever. She didn't care that anybody saw her. I think she was drunk. She was having a great time. Gina Marie tried to, show off her body as well. And it's funny because she was trying to get Nick to look at her constantly. And Nick was more interested in his pillow. He was throwing his pillow up. Just right up in the air, out in the backyard. It was one of the couch pillows. He was not interested at all in what Gina Marie had to offer. And he tried to avoid looking at Amanda. Don't know what that means, but you can draw your own conclusions. Okay, so that was a quick recap, or I tried to make it quick, recap of week 2 in the Big Brother house. The live eviction will be coming up very shortly, and I will do another video after that. We'll see who will be HOH for the following week. I will do another video. For questions and answers, I'm going to open the floor on my Tumblr account to any questions that you may have, anything you want me to find out, concerns that you have about the show, complaints, if you're pissed off, blah blah blah. Just leave me comments. You can be anonymous, but if you want me to promote your Twitter or your Tumblr account, whatever you want to do, make sure that you post as what account you want me to comment on, and I'll put that on my next video. Probably within the next 2 weeks, I will be doing a slop recipe video, because like I've said in my previous videos, I do actually make slop, and got the condiments list that CBS allows, and I have been experimenting with it, and I will do a little slop recipe tutorial for you guys, and I'll post it here on YouTube. But until next time, bye-bye.